Welcome to BTA Fridays Breaking the Algorithm. I'm your host, Kelly Morgan. This is where indie authors stop chasing trends. We build strategy, visibility, and confidence. Around here, we don't follow the algorithm. We break it and put something better in its place. Let's get to today's episode. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of BTA Breaking the Algorithm, where we break the algorithm and we put something better in its place. My name is Kelly Morgan. I am your host. All right, so today I wanted to talk about something that, as indie authors, might sound really simple, but I don't think a lot of us actually give it much thought. And that is, you've decided to publish your book. You know what? And congratulations, because y'all, that is a big deal, right? But here's the question that I want to ask. All right. What's the plan? And I'm not talking your marketing plan, right? I don't mean like social media, book tours, or anything like that. I'm talking the bigger picture because publishing the book is a decision. Strategy is what comes next, right? So you decide that you're going to put your book out into the world, okay? Here's a few questions that I believe are worth sitting with before you go down that rabbit hole. The first one is simple. How are you going to publish the book, right? Are you going to pursue a traditional publisher? Are you going to self-publish and learn about that process yourself? Are you going to take the hybrid route when you're working with and that's when you're working with professionals, but you still maintain control of your work, right? All of those lead you down a very different road. And there's no one correct path, but understanding which path you're choosing will shape everything that comes next. Another question is about help, and that is, can you do this yourself? Some authors love learning the full publishing process, editing, format, cover design, distribution, all of it. And then others realize, pretty quickly that they would rather bring in professionals for certain pieces of the journey. Again, neither approach is wrong, but being honest about what you can handle and what you can't handle and where you might need support can save you a lot of frustration later. All right. And then there's the reality of resources, right? Publishing a book takes time, y'all. It takes energy and sometimes it takes money. And that's whether you decide to invest in editing or cover design, formatting, marketing support, distribution tools, or you may choose to learn how to do many of those things yourself. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. There's no single answer. But knowing what resources you're willing to invest in helps you move forward with clarity. And then there's the question that many authors don't think about until the book is already out, right? And this is, how will readers even know the book exists? And this is where the conversation actually turns into the algorithm, right? Social media posts, constant promotion, chasing visibility, all of that stuff. But here's the truth. The algorithm is not the entire world of books, y'all. Readers exist in real places. They exist in book clubs, right? They're listening to podcasts. They're walking into bookstores. They're reading magazines. They're having conversations with friends about books that move them. So when you are beginning to think strategically about your book, then you start asking yourself different questions. Where are the people who might need this book already spending their time, right? That shift alone can change the way you approach visibility. So, if you're beginning, or let me rephrase this. If you are at the beginning of your author journey, right? And you've now made that important decision to publish the book, today's episode is really just an invitation just to take a moment and pause. right? So before you worry about the marketing tactics or chasing algorithms, ask yourself some simple questions, right? And I'm telling you, I have asked myself these questions. That's why I'm bringing this to you. Because remember, everything that I bring to you is stuff that I've actually tried, right? So here's the question. How am I bringing this book into the world, right? How? How are you going to do that? What kind of support might I need? How am I bringing this book into the world? What kind of support might I need? And where might the readers for this book already be? It's a great question. Where might the readers for this book already be? Because the decision to publish your book is important. Yes, that kind of is the catalyst for your author journey. But the thought you put into how you bring your book into the world can make the whole journey a lot more clearer and honestly, a lot more fun and pleasant, right? Because it's important. So next week, we're going to continue this conversation by talking about something a lot of authors never stop to define. And I didn't define this for myself either. And I had to really think about it in 2025 when I decided to do this whole thing again. And that is, what kind of indie author are you actually trying to be? I'll say it again. What kind of indie author are you actually trying to be? Because believe it or not, there's more than one way to walk down this road. And once you figure out your lane, everything else starts to fall into place, right? And so once you find your lane, that's where you can start tapping into your community, you can start tapping into your readers, and that's how we start to break the algorithm. All right, let me give you my laundry list of things before I let you go. If you are creative in this space, I have the author's mic. I have guests every Monday. I would love to share this platform with you. Go to my website, brightheadedpublishing.com. Go to the Be a Guest tab, fill out the information. You're a guest. If you are on your author journey, I have a free guide on my website. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. It's got some information that I think is pretty good. It's free. I've just compiled it and put it in one place for you. Go get it. If you're interested in supporting me, I am an author. I've got 2 books out there. Wait for it, which is audio and print, and You Sound White, which is just print. I sell them myself. I got free goodies. I ship them at no charge. But you guys, you know what? You can go get the books wherever good books are sold. And if you choose to support me as an author, I appreciate you. I truly, truly thank you. I also have my new introduction service called Trust Bridge. Trust Bridge is just that. It is a bridge to help you bridge the gap to visibility. It is my curated introduction service where I introduce you to podcasts, bookstores, and book clubs. Oh, you guys know, I just realized. Oh, it's still there. Both of my earrings. I thought they were gone, but it's the green screen. God, that kind of freaked me out. Anyway, introducing you to book clubs, podcasts, and bookstores. It is my curated service. I also throw in the media kit, which is professionally done. I do all the heavy lifting for you so that you can just keep on doing what you're doing, which is writing great books. And then lastly, we have the Indie Reader Society. That is the Bright-Headed Publishing Book Club. This is a two-part ask. And I'm going to say this every single time I get in front of this camera. I am trying to grow the book club as big as I can get it, right? Not for myself, but because every time we pick up an indie author's book, think how many eyes we can put on that author's book and the impact that we can make. Now, y'all, that's community. So you can join the IRS as a reader. You can also pitch us as an author, right? We don't know about your book unless you tell us. All the information is on my website. Go to the tab that says more, and that's when you'll see the tabs. All right, y'all. So again, we were talking about like the why behind the book, not how am I going to market the book or anything like that, but just asking yourself the question, right? Asking yourself these questions. And that is, how are you going to publish the book? Are you going to be pursuing a traditional publisher? Are you going to self-publish or learn the process all yourself? Are you going to go hybrid? Like I said, none of those are wrong. You can do all of those things. So before we even go down that road, we've got to ask ourselves a question. And another question is, how will the readers even know your book exists? It's another question you've got to ask before you put your book out there. But you know what, y'all? We'll get into more of this next Friday. Again, my name is Kelly. Go out and make it a great Friday. I know I'm going to. I'll catch you next time.